Well, good morning, everyone. I'm waking up here. I'm in my car at, guess where? Let's see here. Can you see where this is? Let's see. McDonald's. Target. And I just want to tell you, it's really cool to be able to, I don't know anything different. So it's not like I'm comparing it. I'm just looking at other people. And it's really, really awesome to be able to wake up in the morning and not have any needs like coffee or just wake up. As soon as my eyes open and I know I'm conscious, I immediately get on my knees and pray. And I just meditate and I just surrender my will and my thoughts and my plans to God. And I just don't want to live for myself. That's the first thing I do. And I do that as I make the universe aware of this fact. I just want all entities of the universe to know that I have surrendered my thoughts and my life and my will to my Creator, and that I'm going to live this day in harmony with His will. And I'm not saying that I do every time, that I'm absolutely perfect. That's my intention, and that's where I put my energy. So do I exercise? Yes. I try to make my whole day a day of activity and exercise, and I don't like to spend a lot of time driving. I try to park at the farthest place, in a parking lot, so I walk farther. I'm not always trying to make life easier. I try to make it maybe even a bit difficult, so that I have to work harder, put more effort. Yesterday I was in Hilo, went to the farmer's market, met a lot of nice people, talked to a lot of interesting people. So why am I here? For you guys that are just watching this video the first time, I am here because our little ministry acquired through a donation a very large yacht, schooner, 48-foot schooner, and it's kind of like, for over 10 years, actually since 2002, I have been trying to get a vessel of this caliber, this type, and in the Philippines for our ministry. And I thought, well, if we could find one in California, then we could sail it. Well, this one was here in Hawaii, so much closer to the Philippines, 2,600 miles closer. You're only 5,500 miles to the Philippines from here. So I thought, wow, okay. And I wonder why this is, okay, the video probably is, I'm doing this laying down. Sorry, guys. So you're going to have black on both sides of the film here. But oh well. Anyway, we took the donation, and I took the vessel out, and it sunk. And why? I just want to keep saying this. My plan is to write a lot of letters. My plan is to start by writing 250 letters. Now, these are press releases. These are letters to government entities, letters to private entities. But basically, I want the world to know that the state and a private entity at Kona called the Gentry's Marina, they refused to let me in. And they said I couldn't come in. There were some stipulations that, it was kind of like back and forth information. First they said I could go, and then they'd have a meeting, and then they'd change their mind, and then they would say I couldn't come. And then, when I got into distress and desperate need, then I couldn't come in. And I was out there in the ocean, and I thought, for the sake of the marine life, wildlife that's there, if we go down, I don't want to hurt anything. so I better go out a little bit farther. So I actually went out a little bit deeper because there's a shelf there, and it goes from 500 feet and drops off to over 1,000 feet very quickly. And just waited, hoping that they would say yes. And why wouldn't they say yes? So I'm in a quest to find out why they wouldn't say yes. And I'm also on a mission to help the other people that, those that died previously, who were not allowed in the harbor, that were pushed out. That's happened many times, and even recently. And I was one of those people that survived. Now, since I survived, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do whatever I can to fight for the people in the future. I totally understand that they have to be, to some degree, unfriendly and hostile to keep so many people from coming in and to make this state and this place, Hawaii, to keep the reputation so it's known as the most hostile waters and unfriendly waters on the planet. I know that partly because, that could be necessary because it is so dangerous. The water is so dangerous, and they don't want a whole bunch of inexperienced vessels and or operators with their vessels, which are not up to par with the weather changes, the wind changes, the waves change very quickly out there in this channel, in the Molokai channel and the Big Island of Maui channel. It just is not safe. And so back in the 70s and 80s, I know that there were fatalities back then. I remember a lot of our friends and family coming in from the mainland, building boats and just coming over here. And it was a time of discovery, and they didn't have the money to fly, so they would make boats and come over and thought, it's water and we'll just live on our boat in Hawaii. Well, there are swells that come in. I don't know if that's the reason why people here are so unfriendly, but there should be an area for distressed vessels, and in fact there was, and they wouldn't tell me. And I can't come into a little channel like Hanakaha without a green light, without them saying okay. I call ahead and I need them to say yes, go ahead and tie up to the dock at such and such a place by the fuel pump, something like that, and then we'll haul you out because it's an emergency and your vessel and your life is at risk. But no, they're more concerned about liability. They're more concerned about their own pocketbook and their own funds, finances. Well, that's why they've got insurance. If there's a liability, we've got, the vessel was insured. We pay for these insurance. They pay for insurance. There needs to be a little bit of, just because it's difficult, that or inconvenient, that's not an excuse to say, okay, you got to stay out to sea and die. So there has to be someone to hold these people accountable, and guess what? I'm going to be that someone. So I'm going to write, to start, 250 letters. I've got an agenda. I've worked on a campaign which includes press conferences, press releases. It includes videos like this one where I'm just waking up in bed talking about it. It includes lots of letters, but it also includes filing in pro per, several cases, filing legal action, and then doing depositions. We're going to blast some depositions on quite a few people. That cost them a lot of money. Doesn't necessarily cost me if I don't have an attorney that's charging me a fortune, or I just do it myself. I have a lot of courtroom experience, a lot of deposition experience. I can do that myself. In fact, what's interesting is I have so much experience in court, and that's another story. It's not like I'm a sue-happy person, but just in my life of fighting for people's rights, I have won over 30 cases, and I have just a talent to courtroom experience, talking with judges, being respectful to the judge, getting my point across, examining people, kind of setting them up on the stand, catching them in lies, stuff like that. They don't know what's going to happen or what's going to come. It's kind of Probably a personality of mine where I like to surprise people. Well, this is one of the things that I do in my court, when I'm in a courtroom, is people don't expect it. They think I'm dumb, or they think that they don't have to prepare well. So I hope they don't watch this video, because then maybe they'll prepare too too much, and then I'll be at a little bit of a disadvantage. But I doubt they'll even watch this. They're not interested in me. They're not interested in any of this. They just want their money, and they want to tell people, you're a liability. Stay out at sea and die. Don't come in here, because we don't want the liability. What's the liability? With me, I was going to pay them everything up front. I told them that. I had the cash. I had, in fact, some of our family had to mortgage their house, refinance, to come up with some big money. And I had another family who was willing to pay. And we're only talking about a haul out and in is $750. And then it's like in the shop there, this big boat, they put it in a dry area in the shop with tools and air. And that's $120 a day. So, figure if we have it out even for 10 days working on it, or a week, it's not like $1,000,000. We're talking, 1,000 or so, a couple thousand. But anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're watching this channel and getting some inspiration out of it. We're not going to give up on this. We're going to keep working on it, and I believe that we are going to get a even better vessel. This vessel is not going to sink in vain and for no reason. It's going to make a difference in people's lives, even though it's 1,400 feet under the sea, and it's going to make a wonderful little haven for the fish down there. So, and it didn't hurt any coral or any marine life. There was just a little bit of diesel, which is going to float up eventually and evaporate very quickly. It's already gone a long time ago. Okay, God bless. Aloha. I'm here. This is me, Stephen Jenkins, saying goodbye, and aloha here from Kona, Hawaii. I'm in Kona. Yesterday I was in Hilo, and I want to say hi to all my captain friends down there at Kauai. Hi, hello. If you're watching this, thank you so much for the avocados. I really appreciated those. And one of the things I'm trying to do is a real reality. Sometimes people on their YouTube, they dress up, they wear a suit. I just want people to see the real me, just waking up with my messy hair and sleep in my eyes, and I'm a real person. I'm not some fake person. I want them to see my faults, my struggles, my trials, my tears, and and this is also for my kids. When I'm gone, they can look back and they can watch this channel, and they can say, hey, that's my dad. That's how he was. And in situations like this, or in problems that they have in their life, they can know kind of what to do. And so God bless you guys. Remember, pray and stay right with God, and be humble. Work hard, stay on the right track. And kids, just don't do drugs. They just don't help. And I know that marijuana is a natural plant, but you know what? You and I both know that it alters your brain's thinking. It alters your state of mind. And is there a place for that? Some people say, well, if you have cancer. Now, this is really important. I'm getting off topic, but I'm going to put this here right now, because I always do a good plug at the end. Don't do drugs, don't drink. Don't ruin your life escaping from reality. I'm going to put a plug here, because there's a lot of people I've been running into here who say, cancer is really good. I mean, marijuana is really good for cancer. When you have cancer, when people have cancer, and they're in a lot of pain, it takes away the pain. Do you even know what cancer is? I mean, you people watching this, do you know what cancer is? I'm not going to go into great detail, but I'm going to tell you that cancer is a result of the immune system not functioning properly. Okay? You understand that? So when the immune system can't function properly, and you have this overgrowth of of dead cells, dead immune cells, your T cells and B cells, and they check in a petri dish, and they check your white count, your blood cell count. They're going to find cancer. First, it starts out, well, not always first, but blood cancer is called leukemia, basically. And you've got a immune system that's not functioning. Everybody knows that the immune system is the only thing that gets you well and keeps you well. You can talk to allopath, physicians. You can talk to naturopath doctors. You can talk to all kinds of people in the medical field and or in the natural field, and they're all going to agree because they know that that is the truth. Your immune system is the answer and the cure for cancer. Okay? A little quick story. A friend of mine had cancer, was into health, was a vegetarian, a vegan, had been healthy all his life. He couldn't figure out why he had cancer because he ate right. And then he started thinking, and eventually he got well. You know how he got well? Not through diet, not through lifestyle, through thought. Basically what happened was he was adopted out when he was a little kid. He was put into an orphanage, and he had extreme hate and anger towards his parents because he felt like he was abandoned and they had given him away. And that had caused him to have cancer, he believed, his negative thoughts. So you know what he did is he started telling his parents verbally out loud, just to himself, and going on walks, saying, I love my parents, I love them. They gave me away because they didn't have enough for me, and they loved me, and they wanted me to have a good life. And just by being positive and changing his outlook and his thoughts and forgiving, he forgave. When you don't forgive someone, it's like making poison to give someone and saying, you know what, I'm not going to give them that poison, I'm going to drink it myself. That's crazy. Make poison to get revenge and give the poison to someone else, but not give it to them. Drink it yourself, thinking that it's going to hurt them. That's what unforgiveness is. And so people have an unforgiving spirit. They have hateful spirit, and they develop cancer. And then they look to marijuana or some plant or chemical or something to escape the reality and the pain. You know what? That pain is there for a reason. That cancer is there because of a reason. And my suggestion is, number one, take responsibility for your health. Number two, seek to find out the real reason why you have cancer. Forgive people, love people, change your diet, change your lifestyle, make positive changes. Getting well is a matter of really two things. Number one, you stop doing what's making you sick, and number two, you start. It's about stopping and starting. You stop and then you start. So you stop something and then you start something. You stop doing what's making you have cancer, and then you start doing healthy things in your life. Start doing what? You might say, well, like right now, if you're waking up, start your day with a big glass of water, a quart if necessary, of fresh water. You can squeeze a little lemon there, it'll help alkalize your system, but drink water. Don't drink coffee, don't drink soda, don't drink anything else. Your body is made up of water. 70 to 75% of your body is water. Did you know that? So drink water. Wow, and I'm at 18 minutes here. Okay, well, I hope these little bits of information, I went from the sinking boat to cancer therapy and marijuana. Marijuana is, I'm just not going to say more about it right now, but I'm going to do a series on marijuana so you understand. It ages you. Of course, all smoke contains tar. All tar clogs the lung tissue. The lungs cannot drain out this tar. It gets stuck inside the lungs. So you're going to have it there. You're going to live with it. It is going to shorten your life. Your lung is the only organ which takes oxygen out of the atmosphere, out of the air, and puts it into your blood, which kills diseases and keeps you alive and healthy. So you don't want to do that. So anyway, and God bless you. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. And it's 20 minutes. I'm going to upload this right now. This is my morning. I've prayed. I'm going to drink my water, do some exercise, and then start my day. Bye-bye.